Good afternoon. Good afternoon, First Baptist Carlsbad family. Pastor Howell here with a daily word of encouragement. It is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020. Hope you're having a great day on this second day of June. Getting to be summertime, hot weather outside, but today, at least in New Mexico, maybe some other states, is election day, primary elections, and I'm getting ready to head out to the polling place in just a few minutes. But as I thought about that today, just the great freedoms that we have here in this country, including the freedom to be able to vote. I'm going to actually vote in person. I've got my mask, so I'll put that on if I need to, but I'm going to take that opportunity to actually exercise the rights and liberty that I have as an American citizen to be able to vote. And so I would encourage you, if you've not already voted today, to go ahead and get out and vote. If you are registered, make sure you're registered. And then in November, to go ahead and vote as well. If you're not already registered, go ahead and get registered before November. I'll never tell folks who to vote for, but I will say this, to vote your values. Ask God for wisdom from His Word to know who to vote for, to know why you should vote the way you do. But to exercise that right that we have been given, ultimately by God Himself, who has given us the blessing of being born here in this country. We could have been born anywhere else, or maybe you have come to this country and you are a citizen now. But to be a citizen of this great country is a blessing indeed, one that we never want to take for granted. And of course, we just thank the men and women of our armed forces who have stood on freedom's front lines, that we might continue to be a free people in a free land, to be able to exercise the rights that we have, including the right to vote. But you know, even as we vote, and regardless of the outcome tonight in New Mexico, regardless of the outcome in November for our state and national elections, our ultimate trust is not in who is elected, but our ultimate trust is in the Lord Himself. Psalm 33, beginning in verse 10. The psalmist declares, "The Lord frustrates the counsel of the nations. He thwarts the plans of the peoples. But the counsel of the Lord, it stands forever. The plans of His heart from generation to generation. Happy is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people He has chosen to be His own possession. Now the Lord looks down from heaven. He observes everyone. He gazes on all the inhabitants of the earth. From His dwelling place, He forms the hearts of them all. He considers all their works. A king is not saved by a large army. A warrior will not be rescued by great strength. The horse is a false hope for safety. It provides no escape by its great power. But look, the Lord keeps His eye on those who fear Him, those who depend on His faithful love to rescue them from death and to keep them alive in famine. We wait for the Lord. He is our help and shield, for our hearts rejoice in Him, because we trust in His holy name. May your faithful love rest on us, Lord, for we put our hope in You." Ultimately, our hope, and whether it's on this June 2nd or whether it's in November or any other time, our hope ultimately rests in the Lord. It does not rest in politicians. It does not rest in government leaders. It ultimately rests in the Lord Himself. And so we can take assurance and we can have peace to know that God is in control no matter what happens, and that we put our faith and our trust in Him and Him alone. I hope that you'll do that today, no matter what you are facing, individually, as a family, no matter what we face as a church or as a nation, even in these difficult days, that God would be our hope, and that we would place our hope in Him, and that we would always be ready, as Scripture says, to be ready to give an answer to those who ask, to those who want to know of the hope that lies within. And that hope has a name, and His name is Jesus. I hope you are blessed by Jesus today, and I hope that our nation will see that we will be blessed when our God is the Lord. God bless you, and we'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.